Sometimes I can't believe how awesome this method works. Today we are talking about scripting, and I guess that you want to manifest your dream life or your dreams or your goals. And believe me, scripting is a really good method for it. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell to get notified every time I post a new video about the law of attraction and all other spiritual stuff. I'm myself a spiritual coach and a manifesting expert. Yeah, I manifested my dream life, and not only that, but a lot more. My dream life, that means van life and full-time travel. I'm a full-time traveler and yeah, hey, that's a dream life. Before I get into how to use scripting and what the rules are, I just want to shortly explain again what scripting is in case you don't know. We are talking here about the law of attraction. The law of attraction means that what we think and what we have inside reflects on the outside. Like, it's a law. So it means that everything that you experience on the outside must have a resonance inside of yourself. So an example, an easy example. If you think positive thoughts, it means that you will attract positive things. If you want it more specific, if you do it in the right way and you think about something you want in the right way with some emotions and with positive thought and positive expectations, then you will attract these things in your life. Good, so and why do we use scripting, or what is scripting exactly? Scripting means that you write down what you want, your wishes, your dreams, your goals. And it is an extremely amazing way to use the law of attraction. It makes everything easier, it really works, and it's also a lot of fun in my opinion. Scripting means that you write down what you want in present tense and exactly as it would already be true. I will go into the rules exactly in a bit, and what is the difference between just dreaming or daydreaming about your dreams and writing them down. There is something about writing with your hands, with a pen. It is, you can imagine that the pen is a magic wand. And when you use it and when you write down something, it just makes it a bit more real. You are already putting something on paper, so you're already manifesting something. It's not only a thought anymore, it's already something materialistic. It's something already that you have in your hand. And you can use scripting as often as you want, as long as it is fun for you, as long as you can still feel these emotions that will help you to attract what you want. Okay, but I want to get into how you can use scripting and what rules you have to consider to really be successful. So how do you make the law of attraction work for you through scripting? First of all, of course, you need a pen and a journal or a piece of paper. But more importantly, you need a desire, something you want. And I want to emphasize that it's good if you get clear on that. If you have something that you want to change or you have a wish, but if you don't know exactly what you want in life or what you want to fulfill as a next goal, then it gets a bit more difficult. So I would suggest that you get clear on what you want and what your desire is. And more importantly, how fulfilling that goal, how will that make you feel? How will you feel in that moment when everything is already fulfilled? Get clear on that first. Secondly, while scripting, it is amazing, and it is, I think, the secret weapon in all this is to create emotions, is to create a feeling. So as I told you, imagine how you would feel if you already reached your goal. Important is that you write everything in present tense and as it is already reached, as I already told you. So there are 3 ways how I begin a script. One of them is to begin with the phrase, with the sentence, I am so grateful that. Another way is you can start with, oh, this is so amazing that. So start with already an emotion, start with already your happiness. Another way how I'm using it and how I start scripting, I use the morning. Not that I'm writing in the morning, but that my script starts in the morning. So I write down, this morning I woke up and is happening, or my life looks da 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 da. And the amazing thing is, go into details. If you have details, do them, write them down, because usually it is the details that make us get these emotions. I suggest that you have like a broad, a big goal, but when you're scripting, write down the details. For example, if you're manifesting friends that are like-minded, so how are they? How do they make you feel? You could write down, I'm so happy and so grateful that I'm meeting my friends once a week. It is so amazing that one of them brings, I don't know, fresh orange juice. And this makes me every time be even more grateful for my amazing friends. It's just one example. Okay. And then another thing that it's important to know or to decide for yourself is, how do you use your scripting after you have written it? There are two ways. One is that you read your script several times. You could read it in the morning when you wake up and in the evening before you go to sleep. These are the best times because you're already in the evening, you're already half sleeping maybe, and in the morning you're also half sleeping because you just woke up. So you can read them again and again. What I do often is I write them and I don't read them again. Maybe I read them again, but not that often. And what I do instead is I write a new script. I write the script, okay, then I let that go and I write the next one, a new one, the next day. It can be the same topic, it can be really, really similar, but maybe it has some detail more, maybe it has something that is a bit different, or I will script about how the weather is, like, I don't know, just something is different, but I will write about the same topic again, again, and again. If you want, for example, to have a house, to live in your own house, then you could script, you could start by saying, I am so grateful that I live in my amazing house. I always dreamed about that. And then you could write what you do in that house. One day you could write about, oh, this morning I woke up and I went to the kitchen, I made myself a smoothie. I love my kitchen. The kitchen is so big and it's also enough space when all my friends are coming over. And next day, another day, you could write about how your balcony is really amazing, how you have sun the whole day and how you have your plants on the balcony or in your garden. So if you dream about a house, there are so many things you could talk about the house that you dream of. And so write them down. Write everything down. You can do that in one script, in a long one, or do small ones every day. I would love if you talk with me in the comment section. Tell me, have you already used scripting? Do you have a success story to tell? Or how do you feel writing down your dreams and your wishes? Before I will talk about some success stories from my life and from scripting, I want to talk about the importance of the emotions again. So when you write down your dreams, it is crucial that you feel something, that you feel your emotions. How would you feel if this is already fulfilled? Do you feel that excitement? Do you feel that happiness? Do you feel that joy? If you don't feel it, then you're not doing it right. So feel that emotion. And why is emotion so important? So I want to tell you how the subconscious works. Our subconscious does not work like our conscious mind. Our conscious mind works with rational thoughts, with words, but our subconscious works only with images, with pictures, and with emotions. So if you say, I am happy, but you don't feel it, your subconscious will not get it. So emotions, pictures, and repetition, these are the three crucial things to teach something to your subconscious. So how you can use that while scripting. When you script, in the same time, I suggest that you visualize what you're writing. I think you will do that anyway, because you're writing, so you will have these pictures in your mind. But really, take care and really check if you are imagining what you're writing, not just without heart write down what you wish. So visualize what you're writing. So you have the pictures for your subconscious. Then feel the emotions, feel the joy, feel how amazing it is to live in your new house. You have the emotions for your subconscious, and then do it every day, or at least as often as you can. Or, as I told you, you can always write down a new script, so every day something new, or at least you should read your script again. Important is when you read your script again, you should always look that you feel these emotions and you see the pictures. Because it can happen that if you have always the same script and you are reading it again and again, after a while you're so used to it that maybe you can't feel these emotions anymore. You're just reading it. So for your subconscious, and we want to get everything in your subconscious that you wish for, because so it can manifest even faster. So you need these emotions and these pictures. Emotions, pictures, repetition. And now I want to talk about some success stories from my life. I still can't believe sometimes what happens, what I was scripting, and then what happens in real life. I was writing down a dream of mine, and it was when I felt really lonely, and it was about how I will live. I was talking about how it looks like where I live. I was talking about that there are friends around, that we are not living in the same house, but that I have my space, but they are somewhere around, not far away, that they are like-minded, that they are here if I need them, and that we don't see each other too often if we don't want, but if we want, we are always there. This was a dream. Then I also wrote down that I have space to heal and to practice yoga, to do all the things that I want. But for healing, I usually go to my neighbor, that she heals me. I also wrote down that we have food and that we are not too far away from a city. That we just, I would say, I think I wrote down a 45 or 1 hour drive to the next city to buy everything we need. Okay, and now before I continue, I want to tell you what happened. I told you, I live in a van and travel in a van. So what I was writing was had nothing to do with a van. But then we met someone and we stayed at his house in his garden for 5 or 6 months. And after a month, I understood, I realized that it was nearly exactly what I have written. We were living there with our new friends that were nearby, but we did not see them too often if we did not want to. I was going to the neighbor for healing sessions. They were all like-minded, but she was my healer. We were a 50 minutes drive from the next city away, where we could buy everything we want. And I had enough space to do yoga. Even the other neighbor was a yoga teacher. So everything, or nearly everything, came true what I have written down. These are mostly materialistic dreams, I would say, even if it's about friends or people, but I see them as something outside, so wishes outside. But then I scripted something else, and it was about how I want to feel. I was really in a dark place, really sad, and because of some situations in the world, it was not a good moment for me. And I wrote down how I want to feel, and it happened exactly as I've written it down. So I wrote about how I will feel, how I will wake up in the morning, how my body will feel, that I have time to exercise, that I feel calm, that I feel at home in myself, that I have my home always with me. And in a time, I think of 3 months, or not even 3 months, exactly this happened. Like I felt exactly that way. I still feel exactly that way, but I did not feel that way when I wrote it down. So, and what do I use usually? There are more success stories, but I don't want to go into that at the moment because also they are really private. How do I use scripting today? I do not only use them for materialistic things outside, but I also use them for emotional things. When I want to heal something, I write down that I'm already healed. I write down, for example, that I still can't believe how amazing my healing went on, how fast and how profound, how amazing I'm feeling now, how different my life is now since I healed that. So I really try to go in these emotions and in that feeling. I see myself waking up happy. I see myself reaching that go. And what I also suggest is to getting into the right mood for scripting. And that means to find your center, come to you and relax so that you have time to focus on your scripting and on what you want. A good way is to make a meditation before you start. I recorded my favorite meditation and you can get it for free. You find the link for the free download in the description down below. But if you don't want a guided meditation, you can just sit down for a few minutes and focus on your breath. Please let me know if you have other questions about the law of attraction and about scripting, and I will answer them in the comments down below. And now be sure to watch this video next. I see you in the next one. Bye!